what is up? Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do a where I'm going to college, what my college admissions decision process was like, all that jazz, because I know a lot of my viewers are going into college or are juniors and seniors in high school and want to know this information, because I know really all of high school I watched these types of videos all the time because I wanted to know what my options were, how other people went through the process, and just kind of stuff like that. So hopefully I can be a resource to some of you, and if not, just a source of entertainment because the story is quite unfortunate. So let's get into it. I started my college decision process back when I was a sophomore in high school. Yes, I know that's very early, but I was a die-hard musical theater everything. I loved performing, I still do, but at the time was obsessed with performing, singing, dance, acting, everything. I wanted to become that triple threat. I wanted to do musical theater in New York on Broadway so badly. And it was my true love, and it had been like that for most of my life, and especially into high school. And so the first college that I toured, and the first college I actually applied to, was the University of Northern Colorado in Greeley, Colorado. So I initially toured that school because of their musical theater BFA conservatory program. And so yeah, that's kind of where my college journey started. So I toured that school the summer going into my junior year, so right after I got done with sophomore year. And then, yeah, so that was kind of like set the standard. I love the school. It's an absolutely beautiful campus. But then there was quite the little turnaround within the next few months because my junior year started and I started working while also being a full-time high school student. So once all of that kind of kicked in and everything was just crazy, I became very burnt out of theater. I did it for so long and I did so much of it all at one time, and then I just didn't want to do it anymore. And it freaked me out because I was like, well, this is supposed to be my entire life career. And at the time, that was really the only talent of mine that I had explored, so I really didn't think I was good at anything else. So I got kind of freaked out, and so I moved on to kind of looking at communications programs, just because it's so broad. There's so many different types of jobs you can get, so many different emphasis you can go into. I knew I was really into media, social media, photography, video production, stuff like that, and so I was like, well, maybe I can go into some sort of media communications something. So then the next school I think I started to look into was UW, University of Wisconsin, Green Bay, and I was going to major in mass media. So that was what I was interested in there. I always really wanted to go out of state. I just did not want to live in the Midwest really anymore. I know Wisconsin is still kind of the Midwest area. That was kind of junior year. I was looking at UW Green Bay, kind of looking at some other schools in Colorado. University of Northern Colorado ended up having a interactive media design major or something like that. I don't know, something else that I was like, well, I could still apply there, you know. But I was pretty lost. And then the end of my junior year, I started looking into the Art Institute of Denver, Colorado, and either doing one of their mass media communications programs or photography program or even interior design I really like. I was all over the place. I was kind of having a crisis. So kind of going from there, the summer from my junior to my senior year, I was like, okay, well, I need to have a plan because I'm not going to go into this blindsided. I'm not going to be like, well, I only applied to 2 colleges and what do I do now? So I wanted to have a lot of options. So over the summer between junior and senior year, I had a list of schools I was going to apply to. So my senior year started and I was taking intro to marketing, fell in love with it. So then I was like, well, now I really like marketing. Also started taking journalism classes my senior year and fell in love with that too. So I was like, well, so then I just was in a pickle because I really liked a lot of different things. So I went from having no idea what I like to do to having so many different things that I was like, well, I might be good at this, that I was just a mess. So I finished all my college applications by the second week of September because I'm crazy and wanted to know as soon as possible. So I applied to University of Northern Colorado for business administration with an emphasis in marketing, which I did not want to do, keep in mind. I didn't want to get a business degree. I wanted to get a marketing degree, not a business degree with a marketing emphasis. Because you have to take a lot more businessy classes for that, and I wanted to do something more creative. Anyways, well, backtrack. Sorry. I also toured Colorado State University. I can't believe I forgot this, considering it was by far one of my favorite schools that I toured. And I was gonna major in interior design to begin with. So fast forward. UNCO, and then I applied to Colorado State because that was like my dream school. It is very, 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 very expensive. Spoiler alert, it didn't work out. Then, after I applied to Colorado State, I applied to the University of Wisconsin-Green Bay for mass media. Then I applied to the University of Wisconsin-Madison, which is the only school that I got deferred from. And then I applied to Arizona State University for digital marketing. And then I applied to, I can't remember where I'm at now. Oh, and then I applied to the Art Institute for graphic design, question mark? I don't remember what I applied to for that school, or interior design, one of the two. And then very lastly, my kind of backup plan, if one of those four-year universities did not work out, I applied to Front Range Community College, which has several locations in Colorado, but I was specifically looking at the Boulder County campus, I believe, to do a 2-year fast-track program for web design. So moving on, after I got all my decisions back, and UW-Madison was the only one I didn't get accepted to, I had 5 different options sitting in front of me. And I will 100% tell you that the way that I picked at that time where I thought I was going to go was because of cost. College is very expensive, and out-of-state college is even more expensive. I did not apply to anywhere in Missouri. I thought that Front Range was my plan B, when really that was still pretty out there, because Colorado is 12 hours away from me, and that school is 12 hours away from me, and I was going to have to be living in an apartment. So the way that I kind of ended up on, I was decided I was going to go to Front Range by Christmas. So then in about March, I discovered this community college, another community college in Colorado called Ames, which was a lot more art-oriented than Front Range was. They just had a lot more, better facilities for my degree and stuff like that. They just had better facilities for my degree and stuff like that, and so it was just way more. I was like, oh, well, that seems like a better plan. So I switched over to Ames. I took all my stuff away from Front Range, applied to Ames, got all my stuff rolling. I think it was also in Boulder. I can't remember. All these things mix up now, and this was only a couple months ago. I got around to 10 days before, and everything just kind of started to fall apart with my current plan. My rooming situation wasn't going to work out. The school and my communication was not on the same page. I kept getting different people telling me different things, and I was just getting really anxious about it and kind of sketched out, because it was like, why can't any of you tell me the same thing? You all work at the same college. It was just a really weird situation, and on April 21st, I came to the decision that I'm not going to go to do this plan anymore, and probably am not going to move out of state. Yeah, so at this point I'm in full-fledged panic. So basically, you're probably like, how? What did you even do? What the heck? So basically what I did was that next week while I was at school, I was looking around at more places in Colorado because I was really trying to hang on to that dream still, which looked like a really nice school. I just did not have the time to go visit it, and it was still really expensive, and it just wasn't going to work out. They didn't really have great housing options, and so I was like, alright, I'm not going to Colorado, which was a very hard pill for me to swallow because I thought I was moving to Colorado for the last 2 years of my life. So, or at least not living here. So then it was a Friday, and I remember in the morning when I woke up to a text from my mom that was like, hey, I know you don't want to stay in state, but maybe you should look at Lindenwood. And Lindenwood is a school in St. Charles, Missouri that's pretty close to me. So that's why my mom was like, you probably don't want to go here because it's close to where we live. But at that point I was just desperate. I was over all of my own little I'm not going to live here anymore. anymore type of attitude, because I was like, I need to go to college. I just searched Lindenwood's website and looked at their list of majors, and my mom also texted and said it looks like they have a graphic design and an interactive web media and design majors, 2 different ones. The first thing that pops up on the list is, one of the first things, is advertising and strategic communications. And when I first saw it, I was like, wow, that looks awesome, because I did want to do something that was related to advertising or PR or marketing, but like I said before, I did not want to be in a business school. I saw that it was in the School of Arts and Media at Lindenwood, and I was like, oh, this is not a business degree. Like, this is what I've been looking for. So I went downstairs and was like, Mom, like, I read her, like, off the classes that you have to take and stuff for the major, and she was like, yeah, that sounds like literally everything that you've been wanting in a major and you just haven't been able to find. And of course it fell in my lap 7 days before it needed to. I spent pretty much the whole day applying to the school, sending them all my test scores, my ACT, and my transcripts. So yeah, by the end of the day on Friday, everything was sent in, and I had a scheduled tour for that next Monday. So on Monday I toured the school, and honestly I loved it. I felt really comfortable and at home. They have Chick Fil A, so like that, I mean, done, take my money. But that next week, the day before decision day, the day before May 1st, I went and I put in my enrollment deposit, my housing deposit in, picked my roommate, picked my housing, all that stuff, and I was set. It was a lot, and it was a learning experience. You're not settling when it comes to college. Going to a community college is not settling. Going to a college near your house is not settling. Going to a college far away is not settling. Putting yourself in the mindset that, like, I'm back in this, like, education, 4 more years. I'm gonna, live in a dorm. I'm gonna do this stuff. Like, that's not settling for anything. And I had this, like, guilt almost that if I wasn't, moving out on my own and going to this big university, that I was settling. Like, I wasn't doing what I wanted to do, but I didn't even really know what I wanted to do. So, on happier notes, I am going to Lindenwood University, which is super exciting. I'm very pumped. I'm starting to get dorm stuff put together, so a dorm hall will definitely be coming by the end of the summer, and hopefully I'll do a dorm tour when I move, and more college-related videos. But I'm majoring in advertising and strategic communications, and I am minoring in graphic design. So yeah, that's pretty much my entire college decision, admissions process, application process. Alright, so if you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you always know when I'm going to post, and I will see you guys next time.